Right, welcome back to anyway, so let's check the levels. How do I sound? I got the headphones on. I sound good. All right, I'm taking them off. I'm outside in case any of you guys are watching. I'm on my balcony. I'm just, I'm touching some grass. Not really, because I'm technically standing on fake grass, well, sitting on fake grass, but I'm looking at a real tree. And sometimes you just got to do that. Especially in New York, you just got to, get out and just see some nature. Because if not, you're really going to be on the edge. But I bought a coffee because, honestly, I was just like, I want to go spend money. I don't know what it is about buying coffee, but for some reason it tastes better than making it at home. Even if you have really good coffee at home, something about just buying coffee, I don't know. Is it the instant gratification? Maybe. It might be that. But you just go out and you get a coffee and you walk around and you go, yes, I am contributing to a landfill. This is good. This is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to do in America, is buy something for $3.50 that I could make for 25 cents and contribute to single-use plastic. That's my goal. That's what it feels to be a true red-blooded American. I have some friends visiting from Italy, and one of them was like, oh my God, I don't know why I did that accent. She doesn't have an accent. She's like, I landed here and I had my stomach hurts. Like, my friends from Italy are like, oh, American food is so like bad and poisonous. It hurts my stomach. I landed and immediately I have a stomach ache. And then I'm like, what'd you eat? And she's like, I got Popeyes. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that gives everyone a stomach ache. That gives people who eat Popeyes every single day a stomach ache. It's horrible for you. All right? But that's why you go. Because you feel like a piece of shit, and then you eat shit, and then you feel worse, and you're like, this is good. This is what I deserve. That's why people go to fast food, is they go, I'm garbage, so I'm going to eat garbage, and then continue on my cycle of feeling like garbage. That's what I do. That's why I like going to Dunkin' Donuts. Have I talked about this on the podcast before? That's why I like going to Dunkin' Donuts, man, because they treat you like garbage. They treat you like the piece of shit that you are. You ever asked for almond milk at Dunkin' Donuts? They'll spit in your face. At least the ones in New York. I remember one time I went into one, and the guy, he was like, oh, what do you want? I was like, can I get a dark coffee? And he's like, we only have one coffee. I was like, okay. And then I said, yeah, can I actually get, oat milk instead of regular? And he goes, what the fuck did you just say to me? I'm like, yep, you're right. I got to remember where I am. You got to remember where you are. And you got to go to the place. Sometimes, you feel bad, and then you want to go to a place that treats you bad. Because you're like, this is part of what I'm feeling right now. This is where I'm at. That's why, I wish there were restaurants that, not like the one that they make the hats for you, where they like call you gay on it or whatever, but like a restaurant where, they just kind of treat you like shit. I'm sure there are a bunch of those, but the food has to be good. That's the thing. The food has to be good. That's why I like going to Chinese restaurants run by Chinese immigrants, because if the food is good, they will treat you like absolute dog shit. They will absolutely not care about you, disrespect you, and the reason is because their food is so good that they can do that. It's also they probably don't respect you. They're just like, look at these fat Americans coming in here and eating our food that we had to dumb down in order for them to be able to even eat it or enjoy it. They do the thing where they're like, this one's really spicy, by the way. And I go, hey, man, I know, but just let me make the mistake. One time I got in an argument with this guy because he wouldn't let me order something because he goes, "You're not going to like it. It's too spicy." And I was like, let me be the judge of that. Let me decide. And he's like, okay, but you're not going to like it. And I go, I'm going to like it. It's fine. He brought it, started eating it. I went to the bathroom, shit my brains out immediately. He was right. He was right. But at least I democratically elected to fuck my stomach up. You know? That was the difference. I said, no. I'm not going to be, this is not some authoritarian shit. So fucked up, but this is not some authoritarian shit. I'm going to elect with all the cells in my body to torch the lining of my stomach. And I did. First time I ever went to Wohop in New York, which is like an amazing Chinese restaurant. Because that is the advice I give people when they go like, oh, where should I get Chinese food? I go, where, like, or like, how do I know if, because I guess you can't like, recommend someone to go someplace if you haven't been there before. But if you want to know whether the food is going to be good at a restaurant that isn't white people food, just see how the staff treats you. If they treat you bad, the food is going to be absolutely fire. It's going to be so good that you're actually going to be happy that they treated you like that, because you go, it made the food even better. When I went to Wohop, I walked in, the guy came up. First of all, the guy rolled his eyes when we walked in because there's 4 white dudes. And then he came up and he put 4 waters on the table and his fingers were in the water, in the cups of water. And I clocked it, went, all right. And then we asked for menus. And then he was like pissed that we asked for menus, and then came back and threw them on the table and was like, I'll be back in 5 minutes. I think. He didn't really speak English so much, but. And then he came back and we ordered, and it was the best Chinese food I've ever had still to this day. It was amazing. And that's where you got to be. So, yeah, what were we talking about? Coffee? That's why I got coffee? Went on a tangent. That's nice. So, yeah, I got this coffee. I walked around a little bit. Sometimes you just feel productive buying something. Is that crazy? Sometimes I will go out and I will buy something and I'll be like, I completed a task today. That was good. Let me go fuck off for 4 hours and procrastinate because I bought one coffee and walked around and I got into my zone 2. You know? This is good, man. It's nice to be outside. This is good. And I'm going to try not to yell this episode because I've been yelling the past couple of episodes, and can be a little grating on the ears. I've even noticed when I listen back, I go, I don't know if it's the way I'm editing it, but I'm like, hey, that hurts my ears a little bit. So I'm chilling with that. What went on this week? What do you... Oh, we have no voicemails. That's good. That feels really good. Yeah. No advice to give, but that's all right. Because we had a packed week of Sydney Sweeney, everyone calling her a Nazi. Which, by the way, she's not the Nazi. American Eagle is, if anyone. And also, it doesn't matter. You want to know my take on the Sydney Sweeney thing? The Sydney Sweeney American Eagle commercial? It doesn't matter, and you getting upset about it is doing exactly what they wanted, which is to get a bunch of free publicity for American Eagle. That's what they wanted. Sorry, dude. You're helping them. You think they're a dog whistle to... You think they're giving a dog whistle to white supremacists? Okay, maybe. Don't say anything, though. Because if you say something about it and you make videos, guess what? They're getting a ton of free press, and their stock is going up for whatever reason. Maybe it's racist white people. Maybe it's just because people are hearing the name and they want to buy it, and they saw Sydney Sweeney was on it, and they got hypnotized by her giant tits and were like, "Oh, I should buy American Eagle stock." Whatever it is, you're playing into it, bro. None of this matters. There's more important stuff going on. We all know, like people dying, people starving to death. Not Sydney Sweeney talking like she just got hit in the head a second before they started the cameras about jeans and doing a weird homage to some commercial. I didn't even know there was a commercial with Brooke Shields. Did you guys know this? There's a commercial with Brooke Shields that happened, I don't know when. I think the 90s? Let me get my computer. Where is it? I think in the 90s, there was a Brooke Shields commercial where she also did something like this, but she's like 14. It's gross, Brooke Shields. It is crazy how in the past 20 years, it went from guys being like, oh man, jailbait, 16. Yeah, I'm 26 and I'm dating a 16-year-old. To someone being like, bro, you should be in jail. You are actually a disgusting person. Like, that was just chill 20 years ago. Well, what is it, 2025? Maybe not 20 years ago. 30. I don't know. Weren't there jokes about it like in the early 2000s too? There's like a Beatles song, right? Like Beatles. She's just 17, right? Beatles. Okay, look, that's bad, but I thought there was one that said she was 14. But still, how old were they? Beatles song, 17. Let's see. I Saw Her Standing. Okay, when did it come out? 1963. When was Paul McCartney born? Let's see. 1942. So he was 21. Okay. I don't think that's that bad. I still think that's gross, but a 21-year-old singing about it, I mean, it's still bad. Like, you shouldn't, but I mean, I don't know why I thought he was like 38 singing about it. Unless I didn't do the math wrong, right? No. He's born in 1942. It came out in 63, so he was 21. All right. Gross, for sure, but not as bad as I think the Rolling Stones. That's like, anyway. It just used to be, I mean, there's the whole thing with, they did Annie Hall, the director. How am I forgetting this guy's name? How am I forgetting this guy's name? I know the name of his kids, the Pharaohs. I'm just gonna look it up because that's how it works now. You don't even like make your brain think of stuff anymore. You just go, I'll look it up and you figure it out. What are you on? Yep, what are you on? Okay. I wouldn't have gotten there. Sometimes you do go like, oh yeah, there's no way I would have gotten there in the allotted time to where it becomes uncomfortable that someone can't think of something, because for a couple seconds you're like, oh yeah, think it, and then after 10, 20 seconds, you go, all right, man, you can just look it up. Actually, we don't have to. My dad will do that though. My dad will not be able to think of something, and then I'll go, let's look it up, and he'll say, no, do not look it up. I want to figure it out on my own. He's like, my brain will figure it out. And then an hour later, he will bring up the thing that we all forgot about or looked up and just didn't tell him. And we'll be like, yep, see, I knew I would get it. And I go, dude, that was this morning. It's dinner time. Yeah. Great. Good for you that you remembered the year some president got elected, or some like Revolutionary War thing, because he loves talking about the Revolutionary War, as all American dads do. Usually, they're like, World War II is good, but the Revolutionary War, those are founding fathers. They love to suck off the founding fathers. And I think most of the people that are obsessed with the founding fathers, if the founding fathers came and met them, they'd be like, this guy's a fucking loser. Honestly, I think they'd be like, dude, like, go work out or something. Bro, what are you doing? Why are you so obsessed with me, bro? George Washington walking up, just being like, get off my dick, dude. I have wooden teeth. Look at me. I'm kind of ugly. But you like me just because I'm tall and I wear a wig? I swear the founding fathers came back. All the people that are obsessed with them, they would think are such losers. They'd be like, what are you doing, man? Let me see your phone. I want to let me play on your phone. I want to like play. You're cooler than me. You have an iPhone 17. I want to see that. But yeah, the Sydney Sweeney thing. It's just like most of the time I think people are just really stupid. Is honestly what I think. I think one person brought it up. Here's what I actually think happened. Now, when it first came out, after I got over the fact that, again, Sydney Sweeney is barely speaking English in the commercial and sounds so dumb. And it's also just not a good commercial. And it's like weirdly zooming in on her tits. I'm like, this is gross, honestly. And I'm a guy. I love tits, dude. Hey, I'm a guy. I love tits. I don't know what to tell you. Right? They're great. See a pair of tits, my mind gets completely wiped, and I don't even know what I was thinking about. I can barely remember my name. That's me being a guy, but I'm just saying. I watched it and was like, okay. And at first I heard someone give all the talking points about why, like, it's racist and a dog whistle and blah, 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 all that stuff. And I'm not going to lie. At first I was like, okay, I can kind of see this. I don't think it's that bad, but if other people are saying, here's why it is problematic and in Trump's America, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I'm at least open to hearing people's points. I'm not going to do anything, but I'm at least open to hearing what they have to say, because then it informs you on how you make your opinion. You can't just immediately make your opinion without even hearing the other side. But then I talked to a bunch of different friends, some of them liberal, some of them conservative. Or, well, actually not conservative, but some of them liberal, some of them just like middle, like, I don't even know what I would call them. I don't know, centrist. And almost all of them were like, this is absolutely nothing. Some of my best friends, like non-white friends, I was like, dude, am I missing something? Is this that? And they were like, no, I think not at all. They go, this is not important. Who gives a shit about American Eagle? It's like, yep, okay. And that's kind of, and then I heard like other commentators talk about it, and they said the same thing. And I went, okay, this actually was, I hope can you guys hear that siren in the back? I hope you can. It proves that I'm outside recording this. But I had to get out. I had to get outside. I needed to get a little fresh air. Oh, that siren is so fucking loud. But after I heard multiple people say like this isn't a big deal, I was like, this is just that we're just playing into exactly what they wanted, which was American Eagle getting a bunch of free press and probably people, and then like people on the right buying American Eagle jeans out of protest. Like, dude, it's just every week there's something new. There's just a new scandal that like doesn't matter at all, right? Last week it was the astronomer. Dude, the astronomer CEO could have not done anything, and just the Sydney Sweeney thing would happen, and then he would have been like, okay, cool, I can have my job. I can go back to running the company that absolutely no one knows about. His wife would probably forget that he cheated on her. She'd be like, yeah, you know what? What happened last week? Sorry, we all have the attention span of 3 days tops, and then something new happens. And we go, I'm going to get upset about that. That's how I felt about the Sydney Sweeney thing. Also just a bad commercial, but it's the Brooke Shields. It was based on the Brooke Shields commercial, where she's like 14, bro. It's gross. And she's pulling up some, here, let me find it just so I can, jeans commercial, jeans. I'm pretty sure was it for Calvin Klein? Who was it for? Just so I can inform you guys. Okay, we're at 20 minutes. Calvin Klein. It was in the 1980s. Let's see. Directed a series of commercials for Calvin Klein featuring 15-year-old Brooke Shields, and had a strong intellectual spin based on wordplay and historical literary references. Okay. Let's watch this. Yeah, it's like her putting her jeans on. I mean, you guys gotta look at this. Her legs and like, ass are in the air. What is going on, dude? This is what I'm talking about. Like, honestly, oh, my mother warned me. And here's one that's like, slowly panning up her body. Yeah, I can't even watch this. This is grossing me out. I look at that and I go, oh yeah, we have well, I was gonna say we've evolved, but they legit just did one but at least Sydney Sweeney is what, 26? I don't even know how old she is, but I know she's not 15. So gross. Yeah, so that's what I think about that. In case you guys are wondering, in case you want to hear one more person break it down, but that's what's going on this week, you know. And then Sex and the City reboot got canceled, which, I mean, we all saw that coming. Every single reboot ever that's been made has been horrible. Why did they make? Hey, maybe after this reboot getting canceled, you'll go, hey, maybe we should stop making reboots. No one wants to see it. And at least you know what? I actually am okay with everyone. Everyone was shitting on Sex and the City for like, oh, Cynthia Dixon is not lesbian, and there's a non-binary non-binary comedian. All these like different. They're making it super woke and diverse. You know what? I'm actually okay with that because they're at least switching it up a little bit. At least, like, of course, it sucked. And all the people they put in there, I mean, it was very annoying. It's not a good show. I could tell looking at it, I was like, there's no way the show is going to be, like, going to be good. And yes, did they maybe go too far with trying to ultra diversify it? Yeah, but I'm also like, I'd rather just at least really lean in if you're going to do it, is what I think. Because instead they make that show Adults, which is a new show. And it's horrible. And it's also like the friend group is a dynamic that you're like, no one is actually like this. And this is the most diverse friend group I've ever seen. And look, people have diverse friend groups. My friend group is diverse, but you can tell when it's like some execs just like put a bunch of puzzle pieces of different races together, which is honestly kind of racist, and was like, oh yeah, they will all be friends. You can tell that. And when a group just is whatever it is, you know. But at least with what is it called? As You Like It? No. And Just Like That. At least with it and Just Like That, they're like, you know what? We're gonna get a stand-up comedian in there, but we're gonna lean into the fact that it's 2022 when this started, and non-binary is huge right now, and they're gonna be non-binary, and that's who Cynthia Dixon is gonna marry. And they tried. They at least tried. I actually don't know if I agree with this take, but right now it feels they should have just had more. Everyone should have just been non-binary. Everyone should just fully given in. They should. Yeah, that's what you have to do. Is you have to lean. Like, nothing today can be moderate. Everything has to be extreme. So if you're gonna do something, you gotta lean in. Don't just make the comedian non-binary. Make everyone genderless. That's what you do with the new Sex and the City. Everyone's genderless, and all their names are colors or shapes, and then you just see what that show is, and you figure it out. And you don't set it in 2025, you set it in 2065. And how are they all alive? I don't know. You figure that out, but that's at least interesting, and it's just enough to where people start watching because they go, "Oh, I remember this show," and maybe it has the same quirks. But also, it's, you know, Triangle and Magenta are getting in a fight again. And you don't know who's who. And you shouldn't. Because that's what's going to happen in 2065. Maybe. In my dad's mind, definitely. In my dad's mind, it's happening right now. But that's at least interesting. Oh, shit. Porcupine went out on a date. Porcupine went on a polycule date with Rust and with Rust and Cyan, and turns out those colors can. Or, I mean, actually, that's getting back to Sydney Sweeney. Like, turns out it didn't mix, and now they're all angry, and they have to. I don't know. I can't even come up with what it would be because it's just going to sound like. I don't. But at least do that, and you're getting some kind of newness, because you do all these reboots, and it's the same shit. People like want the same shit, but they don't want the same shit. You know, like it's gotta be. My roommates are rewatching Gossip Girl, right? It is the exact same thing as Bridgerton. It's the exact same thing. Bridgerton and Gossip Girl are the exact same thing. But they changed the location and the time, but everything else is pretty much the same, and that's why people liked it so much. Because it's what they know, but it's a little bit different, so you feel like it's brand new, and you aren't going, this is just Gossip Girl. But you look at it a little bit more and you go, oh shit, this is legitimately Gossip Girl. This is the show I've already seen, but you still like it. Right? Parks and Rec and The Office. Very, very similar. They change things up a tiny bit. Location, what they do. A couple characters that have some different quirks, and you go, this show is also amazing. I love this show. But it's pretty similar. And it came out almost at exactly the same time. They like overlap each other. But no one cared because they want just a little bit different. You know? You like Coke? We'll give you cherry Coke. It's basically the same, just a tiny bit different flavor. That's what it is. That's how you make a good TV show. Like, don't do a spin-off of Game of Thrones. Put it on another planet, and then instead of dragons, you know what? Put it in the ocean. Instead of dragons, make them whales, and instead of the mother of whatever, it's got to be a guy just to switch it up a tiny bit more. But then the main person in charge has to be. You get what I'm saying? Switch it up just enough. So you go, this is kind of like that old thing I like, but a little bit different. That's the key. And Hollywood, dude, I'm here. Hire me. I'm on a balcony right now. I'm chilling. I'm slowly getting a tan on one of my biceps. This is fantastic. We're cooking. And this always happens about 30 minutes in where I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this. And I'm like, well, we have 10 more minutes. But Sex and the City got canceled. And it's like, number one, no one cared. And number two, everyone knew that was going to happen. And number three, the show sucked. I didn't even watch the show, and I knew it was going to suck as soon as I saw the poster for it. But I stick to my previous point that they just didn't lean in. They didn't lean in hard enough. Okay. I got a ticket. That was nice. What was I going to say about that? Oh, I got a ticket, and then I posted the ticket on my Instagram because I just thought it was funny. I put it on a story, and then someone was like, yo, your VIN number is on this. You better take that down or else someone can do, I don't even know what. But immediately I went, oh, is my VIN number connected to my social security number? I'm going to be, they're going to steal my identity. But it's like, I mean, I'm happy he told me that, but also, damn, can't do anything without someone just trying to steal your identity. Does anyone know what will happen if your VIN gets taken? Oh, by the way, I had a listener point out something about Eleanor Roosevelt, the quote from her, and I can look it up now. Because remember I just said Eleanor Roosevelt was ugly. That's why she said that, which I stick by it. Where's the quote? Eleanor Roosevelt. I mean, yeah, she was not. She's cool, but not that everything is looks. Here we go. Not no, okay. Her most famous quote is, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." Kind of sounds like a narcissist. Eleanor Roosevelt also said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." That is actually a banger quote. I like that. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. Don't know how I feel about that. Maybe. And then she once stated, "The purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experience." Okay. Starting to turn a little bit on her, just in the sense that she's got some banger quotes. Hold on, 75 Eleanor Roosevelt quotes? We're going to go to that in a second. From Parade. But here's the one that I was like, shut up. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. That's the one where I went, oh, you're annoying. Shut up. Like, yes, but sometimes you want to be a small mind and you want to just talk shit about people. And sometimes you want to be an average mind and talk about the Sydney Sweeney ad. And then, every now and then, you'll be a great mind and you'll talk about whether free will exists, which is something I decided to bring up with a girl last night after we'd been hanging out until 1 a.m. And I don't know why I thought that was like cool to do. I told her I didn't think free will existed, and then I tried to explain it poorly because I'm not smart enough to explain it the way Sam Harris does, and she started to fall asleep. So I have like negative rizz sometimes. Sometimes I'll see myself try to be charming, and like also, or not be charming, but like I'll like hear myself talking to women, and I go, how have I ever kissed a girl ever in my life? I'm talking to her about free will at 1 a.m. Bro, that's not what she wants to do right now. No, I should explain to her how, like, you know, not like it's actually allowed me to have forgiveness more, you know, because when you realize no one has free will, then like you can forgive people a lot easier. Very dumb. Oh, it's noting the origin of this quote has been questioned. Some sources suggest that the quote may have been paraphrased or taken out of context. Oh, okay. If you know, let's go to the 75 quotes. I want to hear some quotes from Eleanor Roosevelt. I'm definitely going to name this episode like, I don't want to name it Eleanor. I mean, that's such rage bait. Eleanor Roosevelt was ugly. But maybe it'll get people to listen. Anna Eleanor Roosevelt. Let's see. All right, let's get some quotes. You can often change your circumstances by changing your attitude. Well, tell it to the kids in Gaza. Great minds. Okay. Friendship with oneself is all important because without it, one cannot be friends with anyone else in the world. That is very true. And, you know, I definitely need to hear that because sometimes I'm not a friend to myself. And by sometimes I mean basically every day. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. See, that is way too vague. It isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it. All right. So, I mean, these are actually pretty... Since you get more joy out of giving joy to others, you should put a good deal of thought into the happiness you are able to give. That's a really good one. Okay, Eleanor Roosevelt, kind of... I do fuck with her. I know I talked shit about her a couple episodes ago, and I said I thought she was boring, and she was the person at the party that came up, and everyone was like, oh shit, Eleanor's here. And that might be true, but also she might have been kind of a bad bitch. It depends on if she was the person that like said quotes like this, but then thought she was super important and everyone needed to listen to her and hear her. I don't know, because if you're the wife to a president, I kind of feel like you also suck. Like, I don't, and I know a lot of people like Michelle Obama. I'm sorry. If you've gotten to that level of power and fame, I mean, all the presidents, I don't think any of the presidents are actually cool. I think they all suck. They're all extreme narcissists, and it doesn't matter who they are. To get to that level, you have to be like delusional to think you should have that power. I think we can agree on that. Even if they were cool. I mean, dude, what's his name? LBJ would show his dick to people. Isn't that crazy? LBJ, the president of the United States, who had a fat hog and would just show it to people to quite literally big dick them and be like, I'm the man. He would take meetings in the bathroom when he was taking a shit. It's a psycho. That's the kind of person you get to be a president. Is that true? Did he actually show his... hold on. LBJ... like the stuff in my Google is show penis to people. I don't think this is going to bring up anything. Let's see though. Let's double check. LBJ used this one thing to control others around him. Of Jumbo. Okay, there seems to be... Here we go. History collection. Dude was ugly. I mean, maybe... No, he wasn't... He's got that old guy, white guy skin where there's so many wrinkles, you know what I mean? We almost like want to pinch it. Maybe I should stream. This kind of feels like what people do when they stream. LBJ used this one thing to control others around him, which became known as the Johnson treatment. During the... Okay, hold on. People who knew him called this... Okay. What's the first time American politician... President Lyndon Johnson famously had a particular way of working with other politicians. The Johnson treatment. How would he do it? So he would try to okay. He would clasp your hand in a firm grip, press his face up closely against yours, maybe no more than a few inches apart, and having him tower over you. Okay, so this is not about him showing his cock. Okay, well, this is from the history collection. Let's go to MEL magazine and see if they have anything. Okay, yeah, he would tell dirty jokes and talking about his bodily functions with anyone close by. Okay. As a president, Johnson had a historically big record, both good and bad, with the most significant civil rights, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and there was more than one thing big about LBJ. His enormous cock. He named his penis Jumbo. Okay, having his name... Okay, LBJ, having named his penis Jumbo, was known to open up his trousers on a regular basis and wag his dick at others. There are numerous reports of this. And he would do it to intimidate people. That's crazy. There's no photographic evidence. I don't believe that. Wait, apparently Bill Clinton has a small penis? Okay. Wow. He named it Jumbo in college. Oh my God. Oh, wow. This is crazy. He had an affair. Wow, okay. Showed at a urinal. Dude, he would also be like urinating, and he would finish and then sometimes turn it to a guy with his dick in his hand without putting it back in his pants. He would begin a conversation still holding it and shaking it as if he was showing off. He used it to piss on a stick. Okay, we're not going to go all the way down. I mean, Jumbo is such an old guy name for your penis. Like, it's literally absolute no creativity. Jumbo. Hey, old Jumbo down there. I mean, you might as well just call it Biggie, which, I mean, now it would sound like you were calling it like named after the rapper, but Jumbo. Oh my God. It's like calling it like Gigantor. Dude, imagine you found out a guy called his dick Gigantor. That's psycho. Ow, just hit my head. I think, how long did we record for? It's probably been like 40 minutes. Yeah. Because who cares about the ticket? Let's see. Was there anything else that we wanted to discuss? I mean, because the sun's just about to hit my face right now, and it's gonna not look as good on camera for the 50 of you that watch the YouTube. Hey guys, share the podcast. Let's get this shit growing. You know, I'm also gonna start doing it outside more. I think it's nice to be outside and just like touch grass. I think I'm gonna start going to different parks and then doing the podcast there. You know, switch it up, do something. But okay, last thing. This happened a couple weeks ago, but I've been thinking about it, and I don't know if it's just me. When people say drive safe, I take it personally. When people say drive safe, I take it as an insult, because to me it's insinuating I don't think you're gonna drive safe. Like to me it's like, hey, I expect you to be reckless, so please don't be reckless. Drive safe. Drive safe, because in my mind, if I didn't say that, you would be going 90 on the shoulder of opposite, like, oncoming traffic, and like also watching a movie while you're driving. Like, someone said drive safe to me, and I kind of was like, fuck you, dude. Yeah, I will drive safe. I know it's like just supposed to be have a safe trip, but for whatever reason, someone said drive safe to me a couple weeks ago, and I was just like, it's like people say it when I ride my motorcycle a lot too, and I almost want to be like, well, now I'm not. Now I'm gonna be reckless, dude. Don't tell me what to do. I'm a 16-year-old. I'm a contrarian. Now I'm gonna do the opposite. Does that make sense to anyone? Does anyone like feel that? I know when they're saying drive safe, they do these fucking sirens. Are driving me crazy. I will potentially never record on the balcony again. I do live right next to a hospital, so that's probably partially why. I don't know. I wrote down drive safe, and I swear I had more to say about it. I swear. And you guys know me. I talk a lot. But is it really just that I don't like it when people say drive safe, because it makes me feel like they're saying I'm going to crash? Or I'm irresponsible? Yeah, maybe that is it. Which is insane. That's so stupid. They're just trying to be nice. But have a safe trip. Drive safe is kind of like what your dad says to you. Hey, drive safe. And you're 16. You go, no, I will. You're right. 32-year-old man, though. I mean, by the way, I'm not driving safe. I'm looking at my phone. Sorry. We all are. All right. Fuck you. You are as well. I'm looking at my phone. I'm dropping pretzels on the ground, trying to find them while I'm going 80 on the highway. Changing music. Thinking of random things, and I have to look it up on Google at that moment, and I'm not even using voice search, even though I could use voice search. Looking around at random shit while we're like playing I Spy with myself. I'm not, so maybe I should be listening to the drive safe people. Keep that in mind. But yeah, someone's like drive safe. I'm like, fuck you, drive safe. I'll drive how I'll drive how I want, bro. Oh my God, sound like a 12-year-old. But it was a legit thought I had, and I wrote it down. And the problem is sometimes in the moment I have such a visceral, like, strong opinion about something. And then if I don't write the full thought out, it leaves. It leaves. I'm the kind of person that in the moment I will be so adamant about something, but then 2 days later I'll go, no, it's actually not that big of a deal. And I know that sucks to some people. I think it's good, because then it's like you have opinions about stuff, and it's fun. I mean, that's why I have this podcast. But that's how I am. Or I'll like change. I mean, You guys have seen it happen in real time. I literally just changed my mind about Eleanor Roosevelt. I had that. I'm like that with people too. You guys ever meet someone and at first you're like, I fucking hate this person. They seem like they suck. But then you hang out with them for like 30 minutes and you go, wait a second. I actually think you rule. And you're a lot like me. So maybe my first initial reaction to you of hatred and being turned off is a reflection of how I feel about myself. And now I've come around to it and I really like you. And I'm not going to use this at all to think more deeply about how I feel about myself and the fact that maybe there's some things that I need to work on with myself. Anyway, I'm just going to be like, no, this person is great. Anyone else like that? Oh boy. Okay. We're at 48, so like 45. This is good. This is a good episode. This is chill. We're hanging, man. It's probably going to come out on Monday. If you're listening to this, I have to fly to LA tomorrow. So Monday is most likely when this will be coming out. And I'm also doing that because I think when it was coming out on Mondays, more people were listening, and I don't know why. So I'm going to test that. If not, we shall see. But have a good week, guys. Remember, call the hotline, 347-566-9741, 347-566-9741. Call in, ask for some advice, tell a cringe story like that guy did about the coffee falling on his truck. Whatever it is, shit is fun for me, right? Ask me for some advice, bro. Let's help each other. I'm telling you right now. you know what? I don't even need to say it. You'll see. Guys, thank you for listening. Love you all. Have a good week. Bye.